Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber Show. And on today's show, you get a dual show. We're going to be reviewing the Commanders versus the Steelers game. And also, we're going to be previewing the Commanders versus the Eagles for this Thursday night football. So be sure to check in on this channel Thursday night at 8:15. We're going to be doing our live reaction play-by-play show. I'll be doing that. And of course, BH will be in the chat room. So make sure you're there. Ask questions, get in the comment section. It's always a lot of fun. And this last game was it was a loss. A lot of things could have been done to rectify that, but Steelers played a better game that day, and we'll just look forward to Thursday night against the Eagles. What about it, BH?
Yeah, man, that was a tough one. I think for the fans, that was bad, but I think really too for the players, man. You talk about them, and if you get murdered, like the Cowboys, whatever, 36-3, it's like, man, you just had a bad game. You could hardly even have to go back and look at film. I mean, it's just you just throw it out and get ready for next week. It's just that happens. You have a bad game. On this game, you can sit down and look at film, and every player and every different aspect of the team can look at the drop passes and look at the different things and go, God, if we'd only got one or two things, could have had a different outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to question yourself. But this team held together. And I think the other thing I liked is that this team, our scheme worked. We didn't win, but we didn't change our offensive scheme. We didn't change our defensive scheme or special teams. We play the way we play. We battled a real good team to a 1-point loss, but we didn't have to do anything weird or nuts. I think our systems work. I think they're good. They always need fine tuning. And always the players have to execute, at the end of the day, when they're out on the field, that's, but I like the fact that our schemes are still, they're identifiable. We could see them. We know how our team plays. We know what we're doing, and there's wrinkles all the time. But they didn't have to do anything crazy to match up with a really good football team. So one thing I did want to bring up that was kind of surprising to me was, and I noticed I was watching, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of highlights or all 22 like I usually do. But Michael Walker, the linebacker, played quite a bit. And from what I could see, I think that they kind of they're doing a lot more almost like a 3-4. Because they're letting Clellan Farrell, Clellan Farrell isn't quite and get the snaps, and F.A. Obata aren't quite getting the snaps that they normally would in the snap counts. And then you see Michael Walker's snap counts kind of bust up. We're talking 18 more snaps, but that's kind of cool. I think that's a nice wrinkle that they're doing. They just run a little bit of 3-4. And out of that, just looking back really quick, I mean, some of our top 3 scores were Sheldon Day, the backup defensive tackle, and he might have really excelled in that 3-4. That might have been really good for him. So him and Michael Walker got a 79, Dorrance Armstrong a 77, and Deron Payne a 70. So maybe some of that shifting around, going to odd and even fronts for RD going forward are going to be a good thing. And you get a guy like Michael Walker. He's been in the league for a couple years. But, maybe that's just kind of a nice wrinkle that I saw. We talk about things being the same, but that was a little bit different. I was, really Terry just seems to still be a real stud for this team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just every week, he's just still out there getting the yardage and playing good. And Noah Brown, too.
Yeah.
Another guy, Noah Brown is, even after that, that circus catch, man, he's just a good all-around receiver for us. And I like that Jeremy McNichols and Austin Eckler were out there, covering for B-Rob. I think they're doing a pretty good job. I'd love to get B-Rob back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just think, there was just, like I say, people will point to the touchdown passes. I know Iggy got burnt and St. Juice got burnt. But prior to that, we did a lot of things to shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
and put ourselves kind of in that position. So I wish like hell we would have won, but you know what? We weren't like Chicago or the Jets or Dallas and took a shit
Yep.
on our team and our city and our teammates. I don't see how you just go out and score 3 points in a football game. I'm sorry, man. That I don't know what's going on. I
Yeah.
don't care what's going on with those teams, but I'm just glad whatever that is not happening here, man.
Yeah.
Whew, brutal.
Shows the strength of our front office and our coaches to not let that happen, to keep it. The culture of the team is vastly improved by 1,000%. And so, yeah, they showed it on Sunday. I thought they did a great job. The defense really stood out to me. Like you said, Sheldon Day, Frankie Luvu did a great job. Jeremy Chin recovered a fumble,
Yeah.
interception, like 9 tackles. Quan was the one who forced that fumble. Yeah, and Deron Payne was a beast. He stopped a third down. He just was tackling or was the cause of the tackle if he didn't make the tackle himself. I thought we covered pretty good. The defensive line did a great job. Offensively, like you talked about, death by 1,000 cuts. I count, just from memory, 4 drop passes. Diami Brown, the one in the end zone. I mean, we still scored on that drive, but still, too many drop passes. Jaden missed a couple passes, maybe even
Yeah.
more, but I'll say 2 blatant ones that he missed. Zacchaeus, Muffin 2 punts, and they looked
Yep.
identical. And
They did.
bounced right off his face. We had a couple penalties, the PI by Benjamin St. Just, and of course Johnny Newton jumping out of the super rookie mistake there on that very last play. I hate that Russell Wilson hard counted him, and he just bit right in and jumped offside. They were probably not going to run that play. They were probably going to punt anyways. They were just fishing. So it worked against us. So, that's a good 11, 12, 13, 14 plays that just killed us. Half that many plays, if you would have done them, is a loss.
Yeah.
Having that many plays, but still to
Yeah.
keep the score close. They did a pretty good job. Like you said, they stayed on it. They kept going. I felt like that Zach Ertz catch on that 4th and 9. Now I'm not, the placement, the whatever. I don't care about that. I felt like he didn't do enough to catch that ball and spring himself backwards. He just kind of caught it. It looked like to me like he felt like he was in the right spot and just kind of stopped. You watch Austin Eckler run that game, dude. He just runs like a maniac, and he just keeps going. He twists and he turns and he pushes and he stretches and he gets the ball as far as he can. And Ertz just kind of caught that one and just looked at me like he just stopped. Why didn't he spring backwards and try? He just kind of looked like to me like he went down on his knee. So, I mean, that was really the nail in the coffin, if you ask me, right there.
Yeah.
So
and probably the bigger mistake
effort on his part would have got us there.
Yep.
So, and one of the things that hurt us was that even though we got that strip fumble, it was on the 1 yard line, and we couldn't dig our way out of there, and that really hurt us. It's funny to say that, but then we had to punt and gave them the ball right back with decent field position, and that was pretty much it. It would have almost been better just to let them score, get the kickoff, and then start in better position and try and take it back down the field. But overall, I thought it was a good game. But we got a game coming up on Thursday against the Eagles, and that's a short week, and we're beat up, and they're doing actually pretty good on their side of the ball. So
they are.
We got a tough one coming.
Yeah, we really do. I think for us, when I'm looking at their defense, offensively, I mean, we probably got our hands more full against this team than the Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, across the board, I think this is, This is really a tough defense, man. And one, like we always talk about, 3 levels of defense: DBs, linebackers, front line, defensive line. Man, there's very few holes. They play well. They're coached well. So it's yeah, it's going to be tough, man, going up against those guys. Good linebackers. I mean, Kobe Dean and Zach Vaughn are playing really good.
Yeah.
And God, man, Jalen Carter, he's an animal. And Brandon Graham, I mean, he's been in the league for 12 years, and he's still like a top 20 PFF edge defender. He's like, I always wonder why, if that guy will ever retire, but why should he? He still plays at a high level. I mean, they've got Josh Sweat in there too. So, man, yeah, it would be nice to get B-Rob back. You know, we never want to have anyone come back too soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ever. That's dumb. That's short-sighted. And when a guy's ready, But boy, it'd be really nice if we could get him going up against this team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. You know, just a real quick too, you know, Siebert was out and that Gonzalez guy stepped in. He did a great
yeah,
job and 2 for 2 on the field goals, and he nailed the extra point. So that was good. Hopefully, Siebert can come back. As far as their Philadelphia's offense, of course, they got Jalen Hurts, and he's a stud. Then your receivers, they actually have Devontae Smith. They have who was our guy? Jahan
John
Dotson.
Dotson.
And
Yeah,
of course, they got AJ Brown. Uh, are their wide receivers. Goddard is their tight end. And then, of course, they've got Saquon Barkley as their running back, and behind him is Gainwell. They've got a great offensive line, so our defense has its work cut out for us. And I think we can do it. Again, stick to the same plan. Jalen Hurts he's a dual threat. You got to be ready for whatever he's going to do. So you got to be ready for him to pass or run. So stick to the plan, keep him corralled, covering AJ Brown. He kills us. He absolutely
every
kills
time.
us. And so I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is going to be ready, but if we got to put St. Toast on him, that's going to hurt. So that's really going to put us in a bind there. Saquon's going to be tough to stop. I thought we did a great job. Our defense did a great job against the run against Pittsburgh. I thought we
Yeah,
slowed Najee Harris down and Jaden Warren, whatever his name was. I thought
yeah,
we shut them down pretty good. Towards the end of the game, they were doing better, but our team was tired. Just to go back a little bit, they had 36 minutes of possession. We had 23 something. That's like a 13-minute difference.
When I looked
Our
at the
defense is
stats,
gassed.
yeah, our stats were pretty close. You know, penalties are, percent. You know, all these stats, right? And I got down to the bottom, like, holy shit,
Yeah.
36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a killer. And our
Yeah.
defense, when I was looking at those snap counts, I noticed how many plays our defense had to play. It was really high.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we've always talked about that. You know, if you can't get their offense off the field, by the fourth quarter, you're asking a lot of those guys.
Yeah. Early in the game, too,
So-
our offense couldn't generate any heat. I mean, I think the first 4 drives were 3 and outs.
Yeah.
You can't do that to your defense. You just can't do that to your defense that early in the game. You know, if you do 1 3 and out and then do a nice drive and then maybe another 3 and out and a half decent drive, you got to make more than 3 plays. So
Yeah.
but they caught on fire later in the game, and let's hope that this game they'll start out a little quicker. We are going to Philadelphia. I don't really care for their fan base, so that's going to be a tough one going into that stadium.
Yep. Yeah, it's another game where at least today we're looking at a 43% chance of rain. Not a lot of wind, so we'll see as we get closer. But it'll be night, it'll be wet. It'll probably be one of those kind of games. I don't think it's going to really hurt the surface or anything. But playing there is tough, man. That's a tough place to play. They'll be ready for us without a doubt. And I think like you said earlier, for our defense, we've been doing good against running quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty darn good
Yeah.
overall, which really is good because I mean, this guy, their offense, he needs to run. He needs to run in touchdown. He needs to get plays. I mean, he really is baked in. That is part
Yeah.
of their offense. So knowing that, that's huge, man. If we can really stop that guy, hit him hard, and try and take that aspect away.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm saying we already do it pretty good, but
Yeah.
we have to excel on Thursday night, man. No doubt about it. So,
Yep.
well, we'll have our hands full, but I'm looking for, hey, I tell you what, man, beginning of this season, if someone said, hey, you'd be 7-3, you'll lose to the Steelers by just 1 point, we'd have said, you're smoking crack, man. You're out of your mind.
Yep.
But here we are. So we'll take it. This is a tough part of the schedule. It does kind of, I wouldn't say it's easy, but the road after these two games, and we knew that when we saw a schedule. I mean, we saw back-to-back Steelers, Eagles. We knew, holy crap. But after this, it's sort of it gets a little bit better for us, and we can start adding those wins as we're driving to the playoffs. I fully believe we are. This team's too solid and too consistent. I believe where we'll end up, I don't know. But we can put the wins together to do it. But this is a great game. This is how you learn, man. You don't learn playing. You've seen those college teams, right? They go 12-0 in the Mountain West, and they let them get into a bowl game, and they play the fifth place team in the SEC, and they get curb stomped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Well, why? Well, yeah, because you played Provo, Polytechnical, and all these garbage teams also. So this is good. These two games are good for our team. Yeah. We need to go out there and bash heads with the big boys. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think the key to this game is going to be what's going on our injury report.
Yep.
It's still unknown right now. So let's hope everybody gets better. And everybody tune in to this channel on Thursday night, 8:15 Eastern time, where we will scream and yell and have a good time.
Yeah, we will. I'll be there.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody. See you.